fuck was I saying? Yeah, I'm kind of a slave to my ambition. I ain't quitting till my shit is appraised. And I admit it, I predicted where I finish is crazy.
Yo, what up, dudes? Keenan in a car. Keenan in a car. Stutter. What's happening, peeps? Just got back from Hawaii yesterday. It was beautiful. I was there for about 8 days. It's pretty fucking sweet. And I get back to old Bellingham, Washington, and it's like 30 degrees. So, yeah, it's very motivating. I realized that I want to make some money so that I can live wherever the fuck I want. And so I don't have to, be living here in the cold when I could be living on a beach somewhere with a bunch of smoking hot chicks in bikinis. Where am I going? Yeah, go to the gym. Anyways, so today I wanted to tell you guys the 4. I've made 4 mistakes so far. 4 mistakes I've made in my Amazon FBA journey so far. So the first one is, and it's funny because Kevin even says it in the course that we take. And of course, I didn't listen to him. I talked to the Amazon chat people and they said it wouldn't be a big deal, but it turns out it was. So Kevin says in the course that you want to make sure that you have your bank account information set up in Seller Central that you want to use the whole time. So if you have your business bank account, or whatever bank account you want to use for like the entire time, you want to make sure you put that in first. But no, I didn't listen. I put my personal bank account in because I was too impatient. I was waiting for my business checking to get approved. And I talked to the chat people and told them, oh yeah, I'm waiting for my business checking to get approved. Will it be a big deal if I switch? And they're like, oh no, of course not. It's not a big deal. So I was like, oh sweet, yeah, no big deal then. So I went to go switch to my business checking once I got accepted, and there's Popo. And they downgraded my account from a professional back to a individual, and I had to resubmit all of my paperwork. But the thing is that because my business account was new, I didn't actually have an e-statement yet, and they need an e-statement. So I was chatting with them. I probably called them 20 times, chatted with them like 30 times, sent them like my original documents. My business checking even sent me like a letter of formation proving that it was me, and it still didn't work. So then finally I begged and pleaded. I mean, this is like 3.5 weeks later of my account being shut down. Luckily it was just retail arbitrage items. It wasn't any private label items yet. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but it definitely could have been. And so basically, kind of rambling here, but the sum of the story is that the summary of this story is that you need to make sure that you put your damn bank account information that you want the whole time, and don't switch, because it is a pain in the ass and you're talking to a bunch of, I don't know if they're Filipino or Indian. Nothing against them, but I mean, it's just a job for them. They don't know. So yeah, that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 was, there's a few different things that go here, but mistake number 2 was choosing a slightly heavy and big product, which made it pretty expensive. I don't know exactly off the top of my head how much this first product cost, but it was a lot more than I recommend starting with. I did it because I had also another thing I don't recommend necessarily, I had a credit card with a nice limit on it, and I was like, oh dude, fuck it, I'm gonna go all out for my first product. I'm gonna get best photography, packaging, 500 units, and I was gonna get it air shipped, but that would have been like $4,000. So getting it C-shipped. So basically, yeah, mistake number 2 is choosing a bigger, heavier product that was more expensive. It's about $6 a unit times 500, and then plus the packaging, and then shipping, and then product photography. So probably around $5,000. Don't recommend that, because that brings me to my third mistake, which was getting C-shipping just a couple weeks ago. I was kind of ignorant and thought that as soon as I got the information from the freight forwarder to my supplier that they would chuck it onto the boat the next day. It doesn't work like that. It actually just got shipped out, I think yesterday or the day before. It was about 2 weeks after I got everything all ready and whatnot that they put it on the boat. And the thing with that is it's Q4 and I need to get my stuff in by December, the beginning of December. And luckily my stuff is going to California, but there's still a chance it might not be ready for Christmas, which sucks, because then I'll have to wait until January to sell. Should be just a pain in the ass. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I would really like to get some sales this Q4. But you know, shit happens, you learn. I know I know that from now on, how that works. It's not anyone's fault, it's just me for not asking the right questions. And yeah, so that brings me to another mistake I made, was just poor communication with my supplier, and I just took the wrong exit. Son of a bitch. I guess that's what I get for talking and driving. But fuck me sideways. Alright, I'm gonna pull a nice little illegal maneuver here. Yeah, so my other mistake was just lack of communication with my supplier on production times and lead times and whatnot. I could have swore my supplier said that packaging didn't take long at all. But then after I set my order, production of like my units took only about 10 days, and about halfway through he's like, oh, you need to make sure that you get your packaging design in. I was having a dude on Fiverr do it for me, and I thought my supplier said that packaging took no time at all to print. Thought he said it'd take a few days. Clearly must have been talking to someone else, or I was just smoking crack or something, because he did not say that. He said, oh yeah, sorry dear. Oh yeah, they call you dear a lot, it's adorable, even the dudes. And it's like, oh sorry dear, it takes a long time for packaging, it takes 20 days. I'm like, fuck, 20 days, shit. And it just added to the process and made it way longer. So my product that I found in like September might not even get in by the end of the year, because of my just ignorance, really. Just me being dumb and not understanding all of the ins and outs of sourcing and talking to suppliers and shipping. But hey, you know, I've certainly learned. I know what not to do next time. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot more mistakes that I make, but fuck it. I mean, gotta take action, gotta do it, right? You don't go anywhere if you don't put yourself out there and try things. Like, I didn't think I'd ever get into Amazon FBA. I knew that I wanted to do something entrepreneurial, but had no idea I wanted to do this. But I figured that I'd make a bunch of mistakes, even with taking a course, which Kevin basically tells you everything to do, but I was just like dumb and didn't listen to everything. But I'll try and not make many mistakes, but if I do, I'll obviously share them with you guys. And again, if you want to follow my journey, if you like me and don't think I'm a piece of shit, then hit the old subscribe button and follow me, and eventually, dude, I'll be able to party in the Maldives whenever I want. Nah, that'd be dope, but that's not my overall goal. But yeah, so Like and subscribe if you want to continue. Let me know what you guys want to watch next. And yeah, dude, stay sweet and stay grinding.
What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, I'm kind of a slave to my ambition. I ain't quitting till my shit is appraised. And I admit it, I predicted where I finish is crazy.